What's going on, y'all? It's Locks. Today we got another prize picks video for you guys. In today's video, we're going to be giving you guys a total of 4 NBA player props I love on the board for this Thursday, January 23rd NBA slate. I know I didn't give you guys a video yesterday. Didn't really like the board, so again, kind of just want to stay away from it. Didn't find any value. But we're going to bounce back, come back in today's video with 4 player props. And before we get into those, make sure to drop a like and subscribe with those post notices turned on if you guys haven't already. It literally takes 1 second. It would really help me out. And literally the last week, before, like on Monday or whatever, the whole other week, we went pretty good, went solid on our picks. So again, hopefully you guys have been benefiting on those ones below. I know the last video didn't do too good. I forgot who we put on it. It was like 2 days ago, but that was one of the rare L's that we were taking recently. So with that being said, our player of the day actually did end up smacking in that video. It was that Michael Porter Jr. one. I told you guys to take that with the Taco Tuesday for you guys' choice if you guys do that, and those ones did smack out. I know I took him with a couple of tacos, and unfortunately that college basketball game was just a blowout, so it was kind of ugly. We gave you guys that 3-man, and again, both those college basketball players didn't smack out because, again, it was a blowout pretty much the whole game. But we're going to bounce back in today's video, trying to give you guys the best player props, the best breakdowns, and the best value I can find on this price fix board, and trying to win some money together, which we're all trying to do here. So with that being said, we're going to go to hop right into the player props I love on the board. Now, there's a lot of good matchups. There's going to be 2 games I'm looking at. Last week, we kept on giving you guys those little, like, 2 different 2-mans, those little plays, that strategy we were running. Now, I got 2 very good matchups that I like on the board. We're going to be giving you guys the 2 different same-game parlays. So, again, 2 different 2-mans, total of 4 NBA player props. Now, I like the San Antonio versus Indiana Pacers game. Obviously, this is the game in Paris. It is at 12, so if you guys get to this video right away. And then if not, we're also going to be looking at this Raptors versus Hawks game, which I believe should be a very good one. Both these games have pretty tight spreads. Over and under are a lot of points, 234.5 total points scored, and this one 230. So again, I believe both these ones should be very good matchups. Both the teams aren't the best defensively, or all 4 of these teams aren't the best defensively, and have pretty skilled offensive players. So again, that should equal a lot of offense and just overall fantasy points and scores for us to hit on these props we got on the board. So with that being said, our first 2-man is going to be Miles Turner and Chris Paul. Our player of the day isn't in this one, so that'll be later on in the video once we get to the other game. But I like this Miles Turner line for this first nice little 2-man over his PRA line at 22.5. He's been going crazy recently. As you guys can see in his last 10 games, he's gone over this line 60% of the time. He's just been super consistent at being at this line as well, too. Now he has this matchup against the San Antonio Spurs. Now, obviously, they got Wemby down below in the paint, but surprisingly, they've actually been super vulnerable to opposing centers. Now, Miles Turner, he's more of a stretch big. He likes to air out the ball, shoot those threes, and kind of play from beyond the arc. He could do his work down below, get those rebounds and assists and whatnot. But again, this dude is a stretch type of big. So he's been doing his thing recently. As you guys can see, his numbers have been pretty consistent. He takes around 5 3-point attempts alone a game, along with 12 total. So again, I feel like this is a very good line at 22.5. If we look at this matchup specifically, if we look at San Antonio against opposing centers, they're ranked 27th in points allowed, giving around 21, ranked 11th in rebounds allowed, giving around 12, and ranked 19th in assists allowed, giving around 4. So again, that's a lot of numbers, especially for a guy like Miles Turner that's just been going off recently, doing his thing, and has been very consistent in his last couple games. He's been averaging 12 shot attempts a game, 31 plus minutes, 15 rebound chances, and 2.1 potential assists. So again, his line is only at 22.5. I like the value here with all the numbers and chances that he's been seeing a lot recently. And then the part that I really like about this play is Miles Turner has exceeded 22.5 PRA in 5 of his last 6 games versus bottom 10 defenses for rebounds allowed, averaging almost 27 PRA. Again, that is 5 over his actual line. If you're averaging that much in 6 games against similar teams defensively, like the Spurs, and now he has this matchup where Spurs are one of the worst teams defensively against centers. Again, I feel like this is a very good game for him, averaging 5 over this line. If we get at this insight, these are his last 6 games against teams defensively like them. And the only time that he didn't cover was this low-scoring matchup against the Warriors. Obviously, only 100 points scored. Again, he's not going to get that much work for covering 22.5 PRA. But San Antonio Spurs have been giving around a total of 113 points a game. If we look at all these other matchups against teams similar defensively, he's gone well over every single time. He actually went against the Warriors. Again, it was another low-scoring game, but he had a total of 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 1 assist. And a really tough matchup here against the OKC Thunder. He ended up having a total of 25 PRA. Now he has this matchup against the Spurs. I feel like he should have a very good matchup. And he also has a great resume against these guys. If we look at his last 2 head-to-heads against these guys, obviously this was last season because they're Eastern and Western Conference teams. They only meet 2 times this a season. This is their first time meeting this season. He had 28 PRA in the first game and 26 PRA in the second game. Again, in actually less minutes, 20 and 31 minutes. His shot attempts and rebound chances and potential assists have all been up. Actually, again, same amount of rebound chances at 15. Potential assists have been up, and his shot attempts have also been up. And mind you, he only did this in 20 and 30 minutes. If we look at his last 10 games, he's definitely seen a higher workload, averaging that 31 plus minutes a game. Whenever it's a good game, you'll see like 33 plus. Recently, he just saw a matchup where he had 36 minutes. This game was an ugly game against Philly, but I believe this is another very good matchup where he's going to see those minutes and chances compared to what we saw last season when he went well over against these guys. His numbers have definitely been up, and again, all season this year against teams similar defensively, he's been doing his thing, getting hooked on this one, but despite that, in the last couple games, he's been averaging 7 over that actual line. So with that being said, first player on today's video is going to be Miles Turner over that 22.5 PRA. That's my first one that I'm rocking with. And then on the other side of the ball of this matchup, I know a lot of people were rocking with Wemby for this game because obviously it's over there in Paris. That's where he's from and all whatnot. They're going to have the crowd on his side. But I like this line for Chris Paul at 21.5 PRA. I believe this is a very fair line for him. If we look at his last 10 games, he covered this line 60% of the time. The times that he did go under was this matchup against Memphis Grizzlies, which was a tough one for him. A tough team in Denver, and then he got hooked right here against the Clippers. It was actually a blowout. So again, almost 40-point blowout right here. So obviously he's not going to cover. The spread on this game is much tighter. I believe this is a very evenly matchup with the Pacers and Spurs. So again, Chris Paul should be able to see those minutes, and he typically covers the matchups where he should. The part that I really like about this play, if we look at Indiana against opposing point guards, they're one of the worst teams against giving up points to them. They're ranked 27th, giving around 25 a game, ranked 7th in rebounds allowed, giving around 5.6 a game, and ranked 21st in assists allowed, give around 9 a game. So obviously a guy like Chris Paul, he's definitely going to be dominant up the ball. And typically whenever these guys are on the road, the Spurs team, he is a veteran. Obviously it says against Indiana. Obviously, it's not there. It's over there overseas. But Chris Paul all season has been a dog on the road, just being the veteran that he is and carrying this young Spurs team, just doing his thing. So, again, with them being in a different environment, they're not going to have, like, the home crowd. Obviously, they're going to have, like, the fans for Wemby. So, you could consider them, like, a home team in this type of matchup. But, again, they're still away from home, which Chris Paul has actually been going crazy recently. If we look at his last 10 games, he's been averaging 30 plus minutes, 8.3 rebound chances, which is actually insane for a small guard like Chris Paul. And he's actually been getting a fair amount of rebounds every single game. I'm not sure how much he's averaging. I believe his line's like around the 5s though. And then 14.3 potential assists, taking around 8 shot attempts a game. Now, this is a very good matchup. Obviously, like I just mentioned, we don't got an insight right here. But last season, whenever he was on the Warriors, he ended up covering this line at 22, barely going over. But he only saw 25 minutes, 9 rebound chances, 6 potential assists, and 10 shot attempts taken. If we compare that to his last 10 games, again, his workload and numbers on this new Spurs team that he's playing for this season have definitely been up. So again, I feel like this is a very good line if he could cover that line in only 25 minutes with less rebound chances, way less potential assists, and again, damn near even shot attempts taken. I feel like this is a very good line for Chris Paul to cover. So with that being said, on the other side of this first two-man that I'm going to give you guys on today's video, we're going to be rocking with that CP3 play over that 21.5 PRA right there. So this is my first two-man that I'm giving you guys. Again, nice little same-game parlay. Miles Turner over that 22.5 PRA, and then on the other side of the ball, Chris Paul over that 21.5 PRA. So again, I'm gonna be rocking these two different separate two-mans, and this is my first one that I'm gonna give you guys. Again, you guys can mix and match my players on my channel however you guys want, from like the breakdowns, the information that I give you guys. Take whichever ones you guys believe is best to your own benefit, and I always give you guys a player of the day. So again, if you guys didn't take anything, I would always recommend those ones. And in that case, on today's video, moving on to the Hawks versus Raptors game, our player of the day in today's video is actually gonna be Scottie Barnes over his PRA line at 34.5. Love this line for him. If we look at his last 10 games, he's only gone over 40% of the time, but he's actually had a lot of tough matchups, and he's actually been pretty consistent, like being close to this line, relatively close. Again, we got Milwaukee twice, Orlando, which is one of the top defensive teams, Detroit, I'm not sure what happened right here, Boston Celtics, another very good team. So again, the Knicks, Bucks, Orlando, and Boston, again, all pretty solid defensive teams right here. The only time that he kind of struggled in was this Detroit matchup, unfortunately. But these guys are going to have a game like that here and there. Now he has this matchup against the Atlanta Hawks, which end up getting in high-scoring games every single time. So again, they are very weak defensively. If we look at them against opposing small forwards, which Scottie Barnes does play, they're ranked 26th, 22nd, and 15th in that PRA, allowed to give around 22 plus a game, 8 and 4 a game. So again, I feel like this is a very good line. His minutes recently has been through the roof. He's been averaging 36 plus minutes, and his also numbers and shot attempts taken have also been crazy. 17 shot attempts taken on average, 12 rebound chances, and 11 potential assists. Now, the part that I really love on this play that I believe is the deal breaker as to why I'm putting this one as my player of the day is Scottie Barnes has exceeded 33.5 PRA in 7 of his last 8 games versus bottom 10 defenses for points allowed, averaging 41.1 PRA. Again, that is more than 7, almost 8 PRA over his actual line. So again, if you're averaging that much against similar teams in 8 games defensively recently against teams like the Atlanta Hawks defensively, especially in that aspect of points being scored. If we look at his last couple games, this is matchups in those type of matchups versus bottom 10 defenses in those areas. He's covered this line every single time well over, and the only time that he didn't cover was actually against this specific Atlanta Hawks team, which ended up being a blowout. This was earlier in the season, 136 to 107. I believe they had a lot of injuries going on though, so this game should be a lot closer than this line was right here, and he still only got hooked by 1. But despite that, I believe he should have a bounce back game as long as it's a little closer than what we saw right here. Again, I feel like he should have an easy time going over this line. If we look at this matchups, again, he just has no time being able to get that PRA against teams like that. So I believe this is a very good line. If we look at his resume against these guys, again, he's gone over this line every single time. Besides that one I just mentioned, it was a blowout game. I believe it's a rare chance that it's going to be another blowout game like this tomorrow whenever we're seeing this game. So he just really does his thing against these guys. Similar shot attempts, minutes, and potential rebound chances are going to be there. And I believe this is just a very good matchup for him right here. So with that being said, Scottie Barnes is going to be our player of the day in today's video over that PRA line right there at 34.5. Again, if you guys are new to the channel, I give you guys player of the day in every single videos. Those are the ones I'm most confident in and recommend to you guys the most. In that case, we're rocking with Scottie Barnes. And then on the other side of the ball for the second 2-man going on the Atlanta Hawks end, we're actually looking at DeAndre Hunter over that 19.5 PRA. Love this line for him. Obviously, he's had his struggles though recently, but this was a really tough road trip for him. If we look at the last 10 games, obviously he had this road trip where he went under in all these games straight. A lot of tough matchups for his spot, specifically with that small forward area. Boston Celtics, Phoenix Suns, Clippers, which actually have been very solid defensively all season, and then the Lakers. I believe I'm not even sure what happened that game. He only had 3. But if we look at him throughout the whole season so far, he won on this little stretch where he's going over this line pretty consistently every single time. Now I got this matchup against the Toronto Raptors. If we look at them defensively against opposing small forwards, they're ranked 12th in points allowed, around 20 a game. Obviously, his line, he needs 20 to cover. Now, I believe this is a very good matchup for him. If we look at this little insight down below, DeAndre Hunter has exceeded 19.5 points in 7 of his last 9 games at home, averaging 22 points. So again, that's 3 over his actual line. Obviously, that little stretch was very rough for him, but again, he's more of a player that plays well at home. His minutes have actually been ticking up recently with 30 plus minutes that he's been taking 13 shot attempts on average. And again, I feel like that's very good, especially for your line only needing 20 to cover. And then the part that I really like is his head-to-heads against these guys. This one was from last season. He had 22, and then recently, this was like last month against these guys. This was the blowout game, like I was just mentioning on that Scottie Barnes play. He did end up having 22 points in this matchup with only 22 minutes played. So again, as long as this game's relatively closer, I believe both these guys should have an easy time covering this line. If he sees 30 minutes, I can almost guarantee that this line is a good one for him to score 20 points. So don't got no insights on this play. But with that being said, this is my last player on today's video, Hunter over that points line at 19.5. And these are my 4 players I'm rocking with for this Thursday, January 23rd NBA slate. Again, 2 different 2-mans. You guys can rock these however you guys want, though. I'm going to be rocking these ones separately. Nice little same-game parlays. My first 2-man that I'm rocking, Miles Turner, 22.5 PRA. On the other side of the ball, Chris Paul over that 21.5 PRA. That's my first 2-man that I'm going to be rocking. And then our second 2-man is going to be Scottie Barnes over that 34.5 PRA. And then DeAndre Hunter over that 19.5 points. So these are my 4 players I'm rocking with. Again, player of the day is Scottie Barnes over that 34.5 PRA. And with that being said, that is pretty much all I got for you guys on today's video. Again, please drop a like and subscribe with those post notifications turned on. It should mean the world to me. Going to be grinding, trying to give you guys the best content, the best value, and the best breakdowns I could find, like I just showed you guys right here. And with that being said, that is all I got for you guys on today's video. Let me know what you guys think down in comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and let's see today.